What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Back today on NBA 2K23, I got you guys with another realistic rebuild. As today, I'm going to be doing one of the most fun teams, in my opinion, in the NBA. I'm going to be doing a Memphis Grizzlies realistic rebuild today. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like at this one. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. On the road to 30,000 subscribers, so I mean, we're getting closer and closer, so thank you guys so much for that. Can't thank you guys enough for the support you guys have shown me lately. Real quick update, boys. By the way, if I do not upload tomorrow, which, like I said, I usually upload 6 days a week, if I am not here tomorrow, it is actually because I'm moving and I'm not sure I'll have my internet and my YouTube stuff set up in time at the next house. So that will be the thing. But if not, I will be back Monday. So just keep that in mind. If I do not upload tomorrow, that is the reason why. Usually I would be here Saturday, obviously. As you guys know, I usually love to upload 6 days a week, but if I'm not here tomorrow, that is the case. But regardless, John Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams, we know how good this Grizzlies roster is. It's a really good roster. This year, big three right here. They're going to keep these three together for as long as possible, and then they're probably going to look to add more assets or maybe another guy here if they can, because they have Steven Adams' expiring contract. They have some other guys they could definitely maybe throw in a trade. So I feel like there is some room to make some kind of move in today's video to add another talent next to these three guys, and that's my game plan, honestly. We're going to try to get another really solid player next to Ja, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson. And honestly, with Steven Adams' expiring contract, I think it makes sense to take advantage of that now. But if you take a look at the starting five, you got John Morant, Bane, Brooks, Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams, Tyus Jones, Brandon Clark, John Kachar, and Xavier Tillman, and then Zara Williams. That makes sense to me. I'm cool with this starting five. I'm cool with this rotation as it's set right now. Maybe make an argument that Jake LaRavia should be playing right away. Maybe we should play him right away. I don't want to bench Zara Williams. I guess the only one, I don't really want to bench any of these guys, honestly, because John Kachar got a payday, so I don't think it makes sense to bench him. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have to make room for Jake LaRavia and maybe some of these other guys once we make a trade potentially. So for now, we're just gonna simulate as is how this team is looking. Proficiency concerns are 4-star balance. We're going to leave that the way it is. If I do decide to make a trade, the trade deadline is going to definitely involve Steven Adams, because that contract could definitely help us out. If not, we're just going to roll with what we have and just see where we are in the offseason and then make a trade in the offseason, because I really do want to add a fourth guy to this roster really badly. Some people might hate me for this, but honestly, man, in my opinion, Miles Turner next to Jaren Jackson and on this Grizzlies roster just makes way too much sense to me. The salaries match up perfectly almost. Steven Adams and Miles Turner are literally making like the same amount of money. They're both on expiring contracts. Of course, if we're doing this, we're definitely planning on keeping Miles Turner around on this roster. I think he makes a ton of sense. We give up Tillman. We also give up our first-round pick this year just because we're obviously a playoff team, so this first-round pick isn't going to affect us too much. We already have a lot of young talent, and we're only giving up Tillman in this instance. So the Pacers walk away with a young player and a first-round pick for Miles Turner, and then Steven Adams is essentially just someone that they're not really going to keep around. So I love the addition of Miles Turner on this roster. Somebody's probably going to complain and say I get Miles Turner too much, even though this is 2K23, not 2K22 anymore, and I tried to stop getting Miles Turner as much. But I'm making that trade. I do not care. I think Miles Turner makes so much sense, realistically speaking. I also think it makes a lot of sense. So Miles Turner is your brand new center on this Grizzlies roster. I think that is just an excellent trade for the Grizzlies to try to pull off. So you got Miles Turner, Jaren Jackson, Brooks, Bane, and John Morant. And then you got, and just Miles Turner, I think long-term makes more sense than Adams. Tyus Jones off the bench, Brandon Clark kept him around, John Kachar, and then Zara Williams. And that freed up money, or freed up minutes for like a guy like David Roddy. But honestly, I feel like I want to play Jake LaRavia more, just because I'm not sure why. I just really want to. So I'm going to play Jake LaRavia over David Roddy. Other than that, though, we're going to keep simulating. We're going to see how we finish out right now, 35-19. With the addition of Miles Turner, I'm hoping our record just goes even higher. But I feel like to match up against like a team like Minnesota, having Miles Turner and Jaren Jackson is going to be huge. So MVP is going to land on Luka Doncic. Seems to be what it is every single year. No matter what you do, Luka is going to be your MVP. Jabari's rookie of the year in Houston, so I guess that changes a little bit. That used to be Paulo, felt like every time. Sixth man goes to Ben Simmons, Giannis defensive player. Alperen Sengun most improved, and Billy Donovan coach of the year. Tyler Jameson is your executive. One thing that needs to be fixed is Ben Simmons coming off the bench. Like, obviously, Ben Simmons isn't going to come off the bench for the Nets. He's probably going to start at power forward for them, I imagine. Or even center, because that's been kind of hinted at as well. So as far as I definitely just skipped all NBA teams. I definitely just skipped it. But we got, wait, are we in the play-in tournament? Wow, I did not expect that. 45-37 in the play-in tournament. So the West was absolutely stacked, which is kind of crazy. John Morant averaged 27, Desmond Bane with 18, 16 from Jaren Jackson, 14.5 from Dillon Brooks, 12 from Tyus Jones, and 11 from Miles Turner when he came over, which is nice. So honestly, I don't feel like we should be in the play-in tournament, but here we are. Hopefully we just get out of it really quickly. So game one, we do beat them. So we beat the Blazers, and what did I say? We match up against a team we obviously faced last year in the first round. We all know how that went. The Timberwolves honestly should have won that series. They just blew so many damn leads. Memphis clearly was the better team, obviously, after all the leads were blown, but this is going to be a tough series. But this is why we kind of got Jackson and Miles Turner in the front court together. I think both these guys won't be played off the floor, and I think it's honestly going to be an interesting matchup we have here with Gobert and Cat. So we're going to probably potentially play Gobert off the floor. Maybe we can space out Gobert so much with Miles Turner playing a little bit more on the perimeter. I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking out loud. 2K is not that advanced, obviously, but similarly current round against Minnesota. I have nothing to lose here, so let's see if we can beat them. We win 2 in a row, but they win 4 in a row. So we get eliminated in 6, and Minnesota gets their revenge. I assume Gobert and Cat are going to be, and obviously Anthony Edwards there as well. It's going to be tough. But similarly current round, or similar rest of the playoffs, we got the Lakers getting conference finals MVP with LeBron, and then the Sixers, James Harden. Got 76ers and Lakers, and you have LeBron James getting a championship. Does he feel the need to retire on that? He does not. He wants to run it back. So LeBron James remains in the league. As far as draft lottery is concerned, we obviously do not have our pick this offseason. We gave it away. So it ends up being pick number 19 for the Pacers, which isn't too bad, and I'm also not too discouraged. So staff signing, head coach, I do want, obviously, Taylor Jenkins back, so we can get him back real quick and then fill out the rest of this, and then maybe we can look to make another trade this offseason potentially, or do something to increase the roster to go win a championship, because losing the first round is not where we want to be. So not an exciting trade by any means, but we're going to be sitting 10 and 18 in the second round and move up number 2. So that honestly is like a late first round pick. We also get another second on top of that. So thank you, Boston, for that. We'll go ahead and make that trade happen. So just like that, we have maybe like a late first, I guess you can say. It's like early second round pick. So looking at the team, Desmond Bane, I think he still has another player option, if I'm not mistaken. He does. He has one more. Miles Turner will have to be resigned. Dylan Brooks is also a free agent, so that'll be interesting. Tyus Jones got 1 year left of his contract. Aravia and then David Roddy, all these guys are still here. So I don't think I can make like a huge trade right now. Maybe if we did make one, to be like a Dylan Brooks sign-in trade potentially. Gonna keep Desmond Bane around. I'm gonna keep these 4 together exactly. I want to see how much Zaire Williams progresses, because I do like him potentially as like the starting small forward of the future here, but it kind of depends on his progression rate. So let's go into the second round, and maybe we can get our starter small forward at number 2 here in second round. I highly doubt it, but it's worth a shot. So got Brad Watts. Yeah, I'm not really recognizing any of these names, to be honest with you. So I have no idea what I just traded up for. I swear I loaded a draft class. Did I not? I did. Okay. So that is unfortunate, because I have no idea what I'm selecting here. But I see Russ Schultz, and you know what? I guess I'll take Russ Schultz here at the top of the second round. Not really sure who he is or know much about him, but he is a 61 overall. So that trade was an absolute banger, as you can tell. Wow. 61 overall. Thank you. I appreciate that. Player options. We got Santi Aldama. I'm going to keep him around. And then Vince Williams, we can keep him around on his 2-way as well. So accept those qualifying offers. You got Brian Clark. I think he's played a huge part of what Memphis does, so I would love to keep him as my backup center. Bird Rights got Miles Turner, Dylan Brooks, and Brian Clark. So all 3 of these guys, I think, play a huge role what Memphis likes to represent themselves as. So, of course, Miles Turner is going to be my first extension, because we gave up a first-round pick to get him, so we're trying to get him back. Brian Clark, on the other hand, I'm going to wait on him. And then Dylan Brooks is asking for $17 million a year. I almost wonder if I should be spending that on something else. Is there anything better to do? I know Grizzlies fans probably love Dylan Brooks, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want him. DeAndre Hunter here is here as well, but I mean, Brooks is already an 81 overall compared to DeAndre Hunter. So I'm going to gamble a little bit, and I'm going to see how much I can wait till Brooks gets an offer, and then we'll see what our options are. So it's making me renounce Brooks, which I obviously do not want to do. And then Brandon Clark also. So Brooks still does not have an offer. Not going to renounce him. And boom. Okay, so we are in. Okay, so he has 0 offers right now, and I have money. Let's see. How much money do I have to spend? Not a ton. So it's not like I have a bag to spend or anything like that. So I should just be getting Brooks back, and I also should be getting like probably Clark back. So we're probably going to try to get them both back, but I do want to explore the trade market first before I just settle in on those guys and see if there's anything out there that maybe I should be ultra excited about. So this wouldn't be the craziest addition in the world, but I am going to try to snag Malik Monk from the Sacramento Kings. I think he'd be a really good bench shooting guard. We tried to draft that in the second round. That obviously did not help at all. So I'm going to try to maybe throw a couple of these young players that I have down here. So I'm going to try to throw him in this trade. I don't know how much that helps. They want David Roddy, and they'll give me an unprotected first on top of that. I don't know if that's very fair, to be honest with you. I think giving up a first for these 3 guys alone is kind of weird for Sacramento. So if I'm being realistic here, I don't like that. Do I want to trade David Roddy? Not necessarily. But I do really want Malik Monk, I'm not going to lie. So maybe we do have to include David Roddy in this trade. So Santi Aldama and David Roddy for Malik Monk, just because we are a contender and we're trying to go for it right now. So I'm trying to make my bench as good as possible. I'm going to do that trade. I'm going to get Malik Monk to be my brand new bench shooting guard to back up Desmond Bane. And then Tyus Jones would be backing up John Morant. So I like my backup backcourt very much. And then you got Zara Williams, Jean Couture. Again, I'm curious to see how much Zara Williams would go up. But I think overall, now we need to sign Dylan Brooks and we need to sign Brandon Clark. So Brandon Clark's going to be the backup center going forward, which I absolutely love. And as far as Brooks is concerned, if Zara Williams' progression just goes up crazy, then I'm probably going to look to signing and trade. I'm going to probably look into signing and trading Dylan Brooks. So I'm going to sign Brandon Clark, and then we are going to sign Dylan Brooks back as well. So get those guys back, which is phenomenal, which I love. But now the moment of truth is player progression. Let's see how much Zara Williams goes up. If he does not move very much, then, okay, he went up 2, so he's up to a 76 overall. Should we just keep Brooks, though, at this point? Or should we maybe look for a better power forward and kind of hope Zara Williams can be like a really good... I'm just high on Zara Williams. I don't know. I feel like he could be really good. So if we can get like a good backup power forward for... Dylan Brooks and kind of rely on Zara Williams and John Couture and maybe even Jake LaRavia to hold down the small forward position, I would be game. I feel like that's a decent idea. I'm going to check it out and we'll see. So if we threw Brooks in a trade finder, I'm not trying to do anything crazy, but let's just see if there is that option out there. So Matisse Thybulle, Connaughton, Brooke Lopez, O'Shea Brissett popping up, Alex Caruso, Oubre as well, and Lamar Stevens, Luke Kennard, Coffee, Clint Capella. That's an interesting trade, obviously, in itself. You got Nikola Jovic, first round pick, and Cody Martin. Mitch Robinson off the bench, Shumo Kiki. So this is the kind of trade I was maybe like something like this, where we get a good backup power forward, even DFS as well. The Mavericks walk away, but we get DFS in a first. Not too shabby there. Isaiah Jackson, Trey Murphy, Marvin Bagley from the Detroit Pistons. I guess the Pistons were trying to get tougher, and they thought maybe they didn't need Marvin Bagley anymore, and then we could have Bagley come off the bench with Clark. That could be. I don't know how well those two fit together, or we could do that. No, I'm giving it to Clark. No thanks. Nurkic, and then Moses Moody, Kevon Looney. So there's some interesting offers out here. I don't know. What do I want to do here? Do I want to make a crazy move and trade Brooks, or should I just keep him? I'm just going to keep him. I'm going to keep him. I'm not in love with any of those trades. So as much as I kind of want to throw Zara Williams in the starting small forward spot because I am very high on him, I think we'll keep Brooks for now. Definitely keep a lookout, though. I'm not totally ruling out the idea of trading Brooks away. But for now, he'll be fine. So we're going to go into next season. I just loaded the wrong draft class, I'm aware, but we'll fix that in a second. As far as coach game plan is concerned, kind of just want to run with the 9-man rotation this year, but I don't know who will be left out. So we will have John Couture left out and then Jake LaRavia left out, but that's fine with me for this year. We got Brandon Clark, Zara Williams, Tyus Jones, and Malik Monk. I think my bench is super strong. Love my bench, and then the starting 5 is only going to get better. So we're going to run it back, season number 2. If we decide to stop at the trade deadline for whatever reason, I'll show you, but honestly, I'm feeling good about this roster, and I'm feeling good about the idea of winning a championship this year. So we are at the trade deadline, and I am going to make this trade with the Dallas Mavericks. I'm getting a first-round pick, and I'm also getting Dorian Finney-Smith. So Dorian Finney-Smith is going to be my backup power forward, which I do like a lot. The Mavericks walk away with Dylan Brooks. They're giving me a first. Basically, the reason why I'm doing this is because right now the simulation isn't going as good as I thought it would, should. So I'm going to try to maybe make a move and see if this changes anything. So getting a first in DFS, I do like, and that's going to put Zara Williams probably in the starting 5, which honestly, like I said, I'm very high on him. So honestly, putting him out there as a starter does not hurt me at all. It just makes our bench even stronger. So love the idea of Dorian Finney-Smith. I love the idea of Zara Williams being the starting small forward. So hopefully with that move, maybe things shift a little bit more and we have a little bit of a better record. But for now, things aren't going all that great. Not sure if that'll fix it, but we'll see. The MVP is going to go to Joel Embiid, Scoot Henderson, Rookie of the Year, Jaden Ivey, 6-man as well. So both the guards in Detroit, very interesting. Defense player goes to Anthony Davis, LaMelo most improved, and JV Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year, and Tyler Jamieson on the 76ers wins executive. So this time we'll look at all NBA teams and not skip it. That was my bad last year. John Morant does make it. I'm assuming he probably made it last year as well. Similar stats. Actually shot way better from 3 this year, so he's only getting better. He's up to a 97 overall. And then here's your all NBA third team. All defense first team. And all defensive second team, which we have Jaren Jackson making, which is awesome. And all rookies, which we didn't have that great of a rookie, obviously. But we were the 4th seed in the West this year, so that is better than last year for sure. If we take a look at the player stats, honestly, the disrespect to Dylan Brooks is crazy because as soon as we traded him, it was night and day. We started winning a lot more games. I'm not sure why. But that move definitely helped out a little bit. So I think DFS is a really good player, but I thought Dylan Brooks kind of brought that same thing to us. But whatever. You know what? It worked out. That's what matters. So 28 from John Morant, 19 from Bane, up to an 87 overall. Love that. Jaren Jackson, 19. 14 from Malik Monk, Miles Turner, 11. This team's about to get pretty expensive because I'm going to have to resign Tyus Jones and Malik Monk. But I plan on doing that because I love both these guys as my backup guards because they're that good, honestly. You could make an argument that they're borderline starters on like a role-playing, you know, being a role player on some type of team. So we get the Denver Nuggets in round 1. We lost in round 1 last year. So obviously looking to absolutely correct that this year. So we get Jamal Murray, KCP, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, and Deshaun Highland, Zeke Naji, Amon Thompson, and Maurice Wagner. So somebody current round against the Denver Nuggets. Can we take care of them? And it is a back and forth series. We beat them in 6, and now we get Zion Williamson. Of course, John Morant and Zion and the Pelicans are familiar with each other. So this will be a very, very interesting matchup. I feel like we have the team to beat them, but I also feel like they have a really good team. So I could see this going either way. They also added Jonathan Isaac. Still have Dyson Daniels. So game 1, we're down 1-0. Lose by 7, it looks like. Game 2, we're down 2-0. We lose by 1. I would at least love to win a few games here. Okay, so we do win 1 at home, and we win 1 at home as well. So we take care of both games at home. Let's see if we can steal 1 on the road. If we can steal 1 on the road, that's going to be huge. It looks like they may want to start John Konchar at this point, which is fine, I guess. I mean, if that's what they think is best, sure, why not? I'll start John Konchar, but let's go to Simcast, and let's see we can come out here and beat the New Orleans Pelicans and move on. But we got to win game 5. That's a huge step. We've won both games at home. Stealing 1 on the road would be absolutely fantastic. It's a close game, but they are literally hanging on by a thread, and we do not take care of business. 117 to 131. Now going to a game 6 in Memphis. This will be obviously a game we have to win if we want any chance of moving on. So we got to go ahead and get this done. Let's see if we can get it done. Game 6, I should say, in Memphis to force a game 7 back to New Orleans. We have the lead right now. It's looking good so far, unless they take it at the end, which we do beat them by 4. So that was close. Zion with 37. And look at Dorian Finney-Smith being our second leading scorer, shooting 8 and 9 from the field, 18 points. I knew he was worth it. All right, here we go, man. Game 7 in New Orleans. I actually might go 8-man rotation on this one. Let's go 8-man rotation. I don't know if we already have. We have not. So 8-man rotation. Player at 8 best players, so that means Zaire Williams not getting any minutes, which I feel incredibly, I feel bad about that, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do. So let's see if we can come out here and beat the Pelicans and move on to the Western Conference Finals in year number 2 with John Morant. They come out firing. Can we respond in the second quarter? It's not looking good, boys. I think it's safe to say we've been eliminated unless we come back at the very end here, which we do not. So we do lose by 19 in game 7 in the second round, which is a good step in the right direction. Jason Tatum and Zion are your finals MVPs and semi-current round, and you have New Orleans going on in the championship. So we lost to the team that won the championship. It still sucks. We still obviously are seeking that championship. Russell Westbrook, Al Horford, Chris Paul, LeBron James, all retiring. We got another huge offseason. I don't know how many changes I'll be making, but we do have a lot of players to resign, so let's get into doing that. And we have the 23rd pick from the Warriors, so that's interesting. We have do we have our own pick, or did I trade it away? I probably traded away, I'm sure, but I don't know. No, I do have my pick. So 21 and 23. So I have 2 first-round picks in this draft. That could come in handy, honestly. Of course, we could go in this draft and draft a couple players at 21 and 23, but instead we're going to be trying to turn our attention to a Suns team that is rebuilding, and Mikal Bridges seems to be available. I mean, put Mikal Bridges on this team. I think that's just an amazing starting small forward for this roster. It would just be a huge elevation in exactly what we need. So Konchar, Finney-Smith, 2 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. They do accept that. So just like that, we can make Mikal Bridges be our brand new starting small forward in Memphis, and honestly couldn't be happier. So that was probably the final move that I am going to be making in this video. I do need to re-sign Tyus Jones, Malik Monk. Zaire Williams is going to be the backup now. Like I said, I gassed him up as a starter, but at this point, getting Mikal Bridges to be our starting small forward just makes way too much sense. I'm going to decline that second round pick. That was an absolute waste, by the way. And then let's go to qualifying offers. And Desmond Bane, of course, needs to be re-signed 100,000%. So a lot of money to be spent this offseason. We're a very, very expensive team. Kenneth Lofton is out here. But Tyus Jones and then Malik Monk. I also want Malik Monk back. Can I get Malik Monk? I can, but I don't know at what cost. I do not have bird rights, and here comes 2K with their update. So Tyus Jones. I'm going to try to sign these guys before Desmond Bane comes, gets a contract, and he does not get a contract yet, so we are in the clear. So now I should be able to sign Desmond Bane, and he wants a fat extension. But you know what? I could see a team giving it to him. So I'm just going to go ahead and give Desmond Bane his contract, and that should be our team. I'm going to go apply this 2K update, and then we're going to simulate this last year. So Tyus Jones, John Morant, Desmond Bane, Malik Monk. You got Mikal Bridges, Zara Williams. You got Jaren Jackson, Clark, and Miles Turner. I mean, I feel like this is the best roster we could have put together realistically around Memphis, or around John Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson. So I'm confident this team could get it done. Let's look at player progression real quick, and we'll see how this looks just real fast, and then we'll simulate this final year. So Zara Williams actually went up to an 80. So again, I was high on him, and he actually has progressed like crazy. So if we did not get Mikal Bridges, I definitely would have been very, very excited about Zara Williams being the starter, and I do love him a lot. Kennedy Chandler's up to a 77, so maybe we didn't even need to re-sign Tyus Jones either, and Jake LaRavia is continuing to go up as well. So I'm feeling confident, though. If this roster can't get it done, then GG's, I guess. So I'll see you guys in next season, or at the end of next season. Obviously, I'm going to run with this rotation as is. I'm feeling confident about how we look. I'm going to auto-generate these rookies. If we can't win a championship this year, I just don't think it can be done then. So taking a look at the roster before we simulate: Ja, Desmond Bane, Bridges, Jaren Jackson, Miles Turner, Zara Williams, Monk, Tyus Jones, Kennedy Chandler. We can actually run a 9-man rotation. I'm probably going to throw Brandon Clark over Kennedy Chandler, though, to be honest with you, just because we already have a point guard. So let's go ahead and take care of that, and I'll see you guys at the end of the season. And look at that. John Morant in this final season wins MVP, 37-11, 50, 88, 42% from three. Absolute stud year for John Morant. Isaiah Collier is your rookie of the, or Isaac, I don't know how to say that name. Collier, rookie of the year. Jaden Ivey, 6th man. Anthony Davis, defensive player. Ahmed Thompson, most improved. And Doc Rivers is your coach of the year. Executive goes to Brandon Harrison, which that was not us. I think we had a better record than that. So John Morant, All-NBA first team, makes sense. He got the MVP award. All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team, All-Defense first team. And then we get Jaren Jackson, we do. So Jaren Jackson makes it as well. And then all rookie teams, which we didn't really have a rookie, I don't believe, because we traded it for Bridges, and we are the first seed in the Western Conference. So this has got to be the year we get it done. If we can't get it done this year, I don't know if it's possible. So 30-11 from Ja, 19.5 from Desmond Bane, 18.5 from Jaren Jackson, 13 from Monk, 11.5 from Zara Williams. You got 11 from Miles Turner, 8.5 from Mikal Bridges, 7.5 from Tyus Jones, and 5 from Brandon Clark. So here we go, boys. This has got to be the end. Hopefully we can beat the Kings and move on. You got Davion Mitchell starting over De'Aaron Fox, which is interesting. Keegan Murray up to an 83. They have Keontae George. They also have Xavier Tillman, so that's interesting. And they got David Roddy. I gave them David Roddy, but they must have signed Tillman from the Pacers. So if we lose this team, then I don't know. GG. So in the current round against Sacramento, bro, please do not lose. I was about to say, please do not lose to the 8th seed. But now we get the Timberwolves. So they beat us earlier in the video. They still have kind of the same starting five. They also got Malik Beasley back. Actually, no, they have CJ McCollum and Malik Beasley in the backcourt instead this time. But they still have Anthony Edwards, still have Cat, and still have Gobert, which that's the scary part, obviously. And they do have a decent backcourt. So hopefully we can take care of business. We lose 1-0. We even it up, though. Come on, we got to keep that up. 2-1, go up 3-1. There we go. 5-1, or 4-1, I should say. And we beat them in 5. Let's go. We're in the Western Conference for the first time in the video. But we get the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have Shea, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Kuzma, and Chet. And they have Stewart off the bench. Xavier Booker, DJ Wagner, and then Pokusevski, Jalen Duran. So they have a pretty good lineup, not going to lie. I'm feeling confident about the lineup I put together as well. So hopefully we take care of business. We lose 1-0, but that's how it started last series. We do win 1-1. They're up 2-1. Okay. Let's go 8-man rotation. I don't know if this will make a difference, but I am just really, really wanting to win here, and I just can't. Can we even it up? 1. No, man. Are we going to lose to the Thunder, bro? I did everything in my power to put a great team around John Morant, and we can't win a championship with them because of the Thunder and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Bro, the Thunder are one of those teams become super overpowered as well. I feel like in 2K25, they're going to be the Pelicans of 2K, that you just can't beat them ever. 111 and 131. We win game 5. So now we're on to game 6 in OKC. If we could force a game 7, anything is possible. Can we do that is the question. So game 6. Back and forth game. Can we run away with it? They're starting to run away with it, and it's not looking good, boys. I'm just absolutely drained after that, man. I did everything in my power to... That is so unfortunate. I'll run it back one more year, though. My controller batteries are low, so I'm down bad even further now. So, somebody current round against the Thunder going to win the championship. I run it back one more year, and I call it good. If we can't get it done this year, then GG's. We're done. Another year of running it back. One more season leads to the 5th seed in the Western Conference. So I don't know, man. I guess the championship may not be there. We'll see. If we can come out and win a championship as the 5th seed, that'd be awesome. We'll see, though. We get the Sacramento Kings, who we beat, I believe, last year, as they were the 8th seed. They've added Hamdou Diallo, looks like, and then you have Jalen Duren, who's progressed a little bit. But so in a current round against the Sacramento Kings, and we are going to beat them in 7. I thought for sure we were eliminated in round 1, but now we get the Thunder. So this team beat us last year, so it is time to lock it in and see if we can actually beat this team. So if we can upset them and move on, I feel we can win a championship. I feel like no one else can stop us. So game 1, we're up 1-0 though. We even it up. Can we go up 2-1? Yes, we can. 3-1. Come on. Let's go, baby. Why couldn't we do this last year? We beat the Thunder. We beat the team that beat us. We beat this Memphis team Minnesota team last year. Let's do it again. I don't see how we lose. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. There we go. There we go. 3-0. Let's beat them. Let's go. Come on. Get in 5. Come on. No. 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 There we go. We beat them. John Morant's your West Conference Finals MVP. Garland. Oh, Garland versus John Morant. Cavs versus Grizzlies. What a finals we have on our hands. Mitchell and Garland versus Bane and Ja. That is a fun matchup here. And then Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen versus Jaren Jackson, Miles Turner. I feel like we match up super well together, honestly. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Kevin Love hasn't retired yet. Karen Payne is still here. Can we win a championship with the Grizzlies? They're up 1-0. We even it up, though. They're up 2-1. No, we're going to lose. Win game 5. Come on. Let's go. Can we win game 6? Let's go, baby. We have won a championship. I didn't jump in for the celebration, bro. I was just so in the moment. So I almost gave up last season, but I'm glad we ran it back again. John Morant is your finals MVP. This will be the last video recorded in this home here. So you know what? We end off on a good note. At least my last 2K video recorded here, I should say. I'm about to record a Madden one. But I'm going to end it there, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love the roster we put together here for this Memphis squad. It ultimately paid off. Thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables. I'll be back either tomorrow or Monday. Kind of depends on my internet situation tomorrow, but this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.